tell me about some of your more hairy missions that you flew?
Well, when I went overseas, the normal course of events in the training program for the Air Corps is you start out and you learn how to fly, you learn how to fly, period. Then you go to, or first you go to beginners, where you learn to fly. Then you go to basic, which you would just get better experience and more time at the stick. Then you go to advance, and that's where you graduate and get your wings and get your commission. And then after advance, you go to a procedure called transition, where you learn to fly the airplane you're going to fly in combat. And that can last anywhere from a few months to a year. I was in a group of graduates that we went immediately from graduate school to overseas. When we got to Italy and got assigned to the outfit we were flying with, which was the B-25 group, there were 100 of us. And of the 100, none of us had ever seen the B-25. We were out on a field in north of Naples, Italy, to be picked up and taken over to Corsica. And as we went through the routine of getting assigned, one of the officers said, "Go over and get," to 6 of us, "go over and get that airplane." So we went over to the airplane, and he came over soon. He said, "I told you to get in the airplane." And we replied, "We don't know how." We'd never seen one before. We didn't know where the door was. So they were not, there were 100 of us throughout the whole group. And we were not looked upon with much favor. Here we are replacing guys that were going home, and they had to train us before the guys could go home. So, I can't remember now, it would be probably in my 10th, 15th mission. I was flying with a nice guy, Dudley Sleeper was his name. He was a redhead like yourself, and we were flying the number 4 position. We flew in elements of 3 airplanes in a V, with immediately behind them and under them is a second V, which we called a box. And we bombed in the 6 airplanes all at the same time. We triggered off of the lead airplane of the V, and that way the pattern was bigger and we were more apt to hit the target. And we were flying in the number 4 position, which is the lead V of the second element, and we were on a bomb run, and it was pretty rough. A B-25 is the noisiest thing in the world. That's why I'm deaf. But we could hear the shells going off when they were on us. And the way we flew was the first pilot, flew the airplane, and he was on the radio with outside contact. The co-pilot was on radio contact with everybody inside the airplane. So the pilot didn't know what was going on in the airplane till the co-pilot told him. And so I was watching the instruments, and we were on a bomb run, and the lead airplane opened its Bombay doors, which meant in about 30 seconds we were going to drop. and his wheels came down. And I thought to myself, oh, that poor son of a gun, he hit the wrong switch and his wheels were coming down. Well, he got hit and lost his hydraulic pressure, so his wheels fell out or fell down. And about that time, the waist gunner called on the intercom and said, "Hey, Lieutenant, something's coming out of the left engine." So I leaned forward and looked out the window at the left engine, and oil was streaming out. So I tapped the pilot on the shoulder, because he didn't know anything about it. He was looking over this way, flying formation, and pointed the oil on the wing. So he screamed, "Feather it, feather it." Well, he knew that I was not too familiar with the airplane, and he said, "It's the left one, it's the left one," because in flying an airplane, if something goes wrong and you are making corrections, and we were then turning to the right because we were losing power or pull on our left engine, so we were kind of turning to the left. You automatically think the right engine's doing the wrong, so you work on the right, but it's the left engine you want to feather. So he screamed, "It's the left one, it's the left one, it's the left one." And so I hit the button, and then we flew in a box of 6 airplanes and 3 boxes to the mission. So there were 18 airplanes. So we were in a tight little group of 18 airplanes and got shot and lost our power on our left engine. And in 30 seconds we were all alone by ourselves in the blue sky. We dropped several thousand feet of altitude, and then also turned left out of the formation. And so we were up all by ourselves with one engine, on a 2-engine aircraft. So that was pretty hairy, particularly when I still didn't even know what the buttons were on the dashboard.